Alright guys, it's Johnny Bad here today, and I'm sorry for the delay for the review. I just had to capture some footage, and I just got my HD PVR today, so it's actually kind of cool that I was able to record a bunch of footage in HD, so it kind of helps with the review, so I'm not too regretful that it took me a while, so enjoy the review.
Is, but that ain't him.
Move, Hack, let me see. You're right. It ain't him.
The story for Battlefield, in my personal opinion, wasn't necessarily the best I've seen, but definitely not the worst. For anyone who's played the game, you may have realized a few similarities to another game, but that doesn't necessarily matter. The story starts off with a little bit of a history lesson from World War II, which sets the premise for the rest of the game: nuclear weapons. After this short little tutorial, you're back in modern time. You are then sent out to discover what a fake bomb is, which you discover in your first mission, as well as rescue the only guy that can. The game then takes you through a crazy trip throughout different parts of the world and attempts to stop something very bad from happening. And that's as far as I'm going to go. As far as the characters go, you have a whole field of them, from hippies to rednecks. The game tries to give you a sense of humor in the dialogue that is funny for the most part, but at points really annoying. The story for the beginning of the game is really dull till about halfway through, and then some shit really gets serious. The story is decent, but I wouldn't be expecting anything truly awesome about it, but it's good. It'll keep you entertained, especially with the funny dialogue throughout the campaign. Hands down, definitely a really beautiful game, showing off some really cool explosions as well as some really neat looking weapons. When it comes to character models, I wasn't too impressed and thought they could have been better and looked more lifelike, but then I realized this is bad company and this game's not necessarily supposed to be taken too serious or is necessarily supposed to have the most realistic graphics, and so I couldn't really complain. The game looks exactly how it's supposed to look. It gives it the right type of feel, the right type of destruction, and overall just enhances the gameplay. As far as the areas of the world you are placed in or your missions take you to, it all really looks well done, and I don't really have any issues with that. Bad Company 2 is definitely one of the funnest first-person shooter games I have played. The destruction element, as well as the fucking fun shootouts, could be considered one of the best things to do in this game. If not entertained by the single player alone, there's a whole shitload of fun to have in the multiplayer. We'll get to that in a sec. Like any other standard first-person shooter, it's all about the weapons, and Bad Company 2 for the most part delivers. There's not so much selection in the beginning of the game, but later on as you start to pick up new weapons and unlock them, they become available to you in the supply caches at certain parts of missions, giving the player a real sense of, picking your own loadouts and your own customization. Personally, I like a nice assault rifle with a big ass rocket launcher strapped to my back, and I'm good. The enemy units for the most part seem kinda dumb. They come in predictable patterns, making it really easy to plan your next few moves ahead. You play with a squad, which brings up my question: why no co-op? I'm not really complaining that there's no co-op, but it definitely would have been a lot more cooler and a lot more interactive with a bunch of friends could just join in on this campaign and just play through. The game is fast-paced and the levels are sometimes a little too long, and the vehicle missions are definitely the funnest and very much enjoyable. The multiplayer. Bad Company's 2 multiplayer runs a standard ranking up system. When using certain types of classes and weapons earns you skill points in that class, and which earns you special benefits like different types of scopes or even better guns. The thing I'm most disappointed about is the lack of different game modes. You have Conquest, which sort of handles sort of like Demolition on Modern Warfare. Rush, which is a really fun game mode where people defend or attack certain key positions to win. And also a standard squad team deathmatch, where up to 4 friends could be in the same squad and face 3 other groups to get to 50 kills to win. To all these game modes, there is also a hardcore mode, but I didn't bother trying it out. I like the huge maps you play on, as well as the vehicles you can do a helicopter with your squad, wreaking havoc on the other team from above, and if shot down, no problem. Let's just all jump out and parachute the rest of the way down. Total epicness right there if you ask me. Although I've never really played the first Bad Company, I'm hearing from a few people that the first game was better. I'm not sure what to make of that. It doesn't necessarily affect my review or even make me care, so yeah. The game is fun and definitely worth the buy in my opinion, but the story isn't the greatest and it kind of feels like a rip-off of MW2. I'm sorry to say that, but a lot of the elements just seem the same, and anyone who's played them both, you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. I really would have wished for more multiplayer options, but the multiplayer is still fun and enjoyable, but I can see myself getting bored just playing Deathmatch or Rush all the time. That's it for the review, guys. Thanks for watching, and now all my reviews will be in HD, so hopefully you guys will like it. Stay tuned to the ending for the final rating, as well as don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos from Johnny B. Bad.